Namaskar and a very good evening. Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, the Honourable Dr. Amery Browne, Permanent Secretary, Ms. Rita Toussaint, Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, His Worship Mr. Joel Martinez, Mayor of Port of Spain, Chargé d'Affaires ad interim Mr. Raju Sharma, ITEC Alumni, KIP Alumni, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor to welcome you this evening as we celebrate the 58th Annual ITEC Day. The Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation Program, commonly known as ITEC, is a fully funded flagship program run by the Ministry of External Affairs, India. The ITEC program has been a pioneer initiative in capacity building and the strengthening of ties between India and other countries across the globe. As we begin today's formal proceedings, I would like to invite Chargé d'Affaires ad interim Mr. Raju Sharma to deliver his remarks.
Good evening, Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, Senator the Honourable Dr. Amery Browne, His Worship Mr. Joel Martinez, Mayor of Port of Spain, Ms. Rita Toussaint, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, ITEC Alumni, KIP Alumni, and Friends of India. I am honoured to welcome you this evening as we gather to commemorate the 58th ITEC Day of the Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation Program, a flagship program of the Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. The program was founded in 1964 and it has since provided skill enhancement to tens of thousands of government officials of ITEC partner countries across all continents. We have been able to share our knowledge and experiences with the great friendly country, Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, as also with the Commonwealth of Dominica and Grenada, are two other countries of concurrent accreditation. The number of training slots has also increased over the years and is being actively utilized. Trinidad and Tobago has had historical ties with India, written with warm hospitality and friendship. This relationship has moved at a greater pace since 60 years ago when Trinidad and Tobago and India had established the diplomatic relations. So it is a matter of pride for the people of both the nations to celebrate these ties and carry them forward with hard work towards mutual benefit and a stronger foundation to the next generations. Having entered the 21st century, we all feel that this century belongs to the knowledge economy, free trade, enhanced exchanges of visits, and people-to-people contacts. Our nations hold great potential for peace, progress, and prosperity of our peoples while working together hand in hand. Our countries have had a history of continued cooperation, both bilateral as well as in multilateral fora. And we in India see this relationship reaching greater heights in the times to come. In this context, it is imperative to keep continuing sharing with each other whatever we have. As this is a day when we commemorate the ITEC Day 2022, it is a matter of pride for the Government of India to share with all of you that this program has received lot of participation not only in the pre-COVID pandemic, but also during COVID pandemic, as the Government of India had introduced the virtual mode part of the ITEC program, during which we conducted the courses in virtual mode and lots of countries took interest, including we saw a large participation from Trinidad and Tobago, which is only growing in number even during current days. On behalf of the High Commission of India and Mahatma Gandhi Institute for Cultural Cooperation, I would like to convey our sincere most gratitude to His Excellency, Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, the Honourable Dr. Amery Browne, for gracing the occasion with his benign presence as the chief guest today and making it a memorable day for all of us. Our sincere gratitude also to His Worship, Mr. Joel Martinez, the Mayor of Port of Spain, and also to respected Ma'am, Ms. Rita Toussaint, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, for so kindly accepting our invitation. I would also like to convey thanks to the ITEC alumni who are present today, and also to those who could not make it, but they all chose India for a brief journey and affording us an occasion to host them. My sincere gratitude to Friends of India who join us today. And in the conclusion, we wish and pray that India and Trinidad and Tobago relations should keep building on the history to become more strategic in nature for the benefit of the people of the great nations they are. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite the Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, the Honourable Dr. Amery Browne, to extend his greetings on the occasion of ITEC Day 2022.
Your Worship, the Mayor of Port of Spain, Alderman Joel Martinez, Ms. Rita Toussaint, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, Mr. Raju Sharma, Chargé d'Affaires of the High Commission of the Republic of India, members of staff of the Indian High Commission, specially invited guests. I want to particularly recognize the alumni of the ITEC program that are present and your family members. Pleased to see some children here. That's always a good sign. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to each and every one of you. It really is a genuine pleasure for me to return to this magnificent institute. And I want to commend right from the start the High Commission, the administration of this center for maintaining it in such magnificent fashion. It really looks to be brand new, and I know it's at least 2 years old because I was here right at the beginning. So that's an achievement in itself. I'm also informed that this is the largest such cultural center that has been implemented outside of the Republic of India, the largest in the world. And I think that's a point of pride for Trinidad and Tobago. So I'm very pleased to be here to celebrate this 58th ITEC Day. Last time I participated in this event, it was virtually, and it was not the same type of experience. So my heart goes out a little bit to the participants who would have traveled to India virtually. I know they would be pleased to have benefited, but I'm really glad that the in-person interactions have returned, and so that more and more of our citizens could have that very special experience of visiting India and learning directly within the program. Unfortunately, the pandemic is still with us. It's not gone, and therefore, while the situation has improved, we just need to bear in mind safety first, as always. I'm advised that this program began in 1964, and what I do know is that it has made a great contribution to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and in particular, the training received by public officers of Trinidad and Tobago. These courses have enabled our citizens to enhance their skills and their knowledge in a wide range of areas, and it really has provided an invaluable opportunity to experience the people of India in a way that we would not have been able to experience had this program not been elaborated. I really want to commend the government of the Republic of India for its sincere efforts to ensure that our people and people around the globe are able to participate, and that was maintained, as we said earlier, even during the years of the pandemic. So, there's a saying that COVID shut down everything. Well, not quite. The Indians were innovative enough to ensure that that virtual connection remained, and people did benefit during that period. So now that in-country training has resumed, I understand that our nationals have been banging down the doors, and the program is heavily subscribed once again. This is very pleasing to me. This enthusiasm for the training offered illustrates the relevance and value of the courses that are extended. There are many courses out there, and some are undersubscribed. These courses are heavily subscribed, if not oversubscribed for some of them. Again, that's a sign of the relevance of the offering. So further congratulations in that regard. I really want to express gratitude on behalf of the government of Trinidad and Tobago and the people of this country for the government of India's provision of training and capacity building opportunities. And I was in New York recently, and I had the great pleasure and privilege to meet my Indian counterpart on several occasions while there, the Honourable Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar. And I did tell him that one of the areas of people-to-people connection that we value most are these ITEC courses. So India and Trinidad and Tobago have long been connected. Certainly goes back beyond the 50 years of this program. Certainly goes back beyond the 60 years of independent life of Trinidad and Tobago. It even goes back beyond the 75 years of independent life of India. And it takes us way back to 1845. Very important date in the history of our beautiful country. So we're connected by the past. Obviously, we are connected in the present, evidenced by your presence here. And I have every confidence that we will remain connected long into the future, and that the relationship bilaterally will not just be maintained, but will grow and flourish and blossom to the benefit mutually of all of our peoples. Again, congratulations to the Government of India on the 58th ITEC Day. Congratulations to the Indian High Commission and to everyone who's worked hard to make this program a success. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you, the Honourable Minister, Dr. Amery Browne, for your warm greetings. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now play a video message from the Minister in the Ministry of Education, the Honourable Ms. Lisa Morris-Julian.
Your Excellency, other dignitaries, as well as all ITEC alumni and prospective applicants. My name is Lisa Morris-Julian. I'm Minister in the Ministry of Education, and I'm happy to be here on behalf of the Ministry of Education to celebrate something that is near and dear to us. The Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation, ITEC, a flagship training program that is initiated by the Ministry of External Affairs from the Government of India. You offer training courses in diverse fields that we, as one of your many partners, have benefited before and will continue to benefit from, because we believe, without prejudice, that India and Trinidad and Tobago have a special relationship. In fact, I have it from good authority that we are one of the warmest and friendliest countries. So we're very happy that once more, that slots were offered for government officials to participate. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, I'm pleased to state, we found out that the courses actually soared in popularity, and there was a large number of people participating. I understand September 21st every year is ITEC Day, where partner countries, alumni, it celebrates this lovely relationship. I also understand it will assume special significance this year because India celebrates 75 years of independence. I look forward to our continued relationship. I look forward to many more people benefiting from all the education that you generously give. Your Excellency, please accept, on behalf of Dr. Dolly and myself, our wonderful congratulations, and we hope that you continue to be a source of inspiration and education to the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you very much.
Thank you to the Honourable Minister in the Ministry of Education, Ms. Lisa Morris-Julian. Now we will have presentations by ITEC alumni as they share their experiences and provide insight into their ITEC journey. Our first presenter is Dr. Darren Dukaram, who completed the Public Health Policy and Management Program at the Postgraduate Institute of Medical Education and Research located in Chandigarh. I now welcome Dr. Dukaram on stage to deliver his presentation.
Senator the Honourable Dr. Amery Browne, Minister of Foreign Affairs and CARICOM Affairs, to the Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Toussaint, good evening. Chargé d'Affaires, Mr. Rajiv Sharma, to all other distinguished guests, good evening. And Sashal, thank you for that very kind introduction. Good evening, everyone. I am the great-grandson of an indentured laborer who was brought to Trinidad and Tobago as a child in her mother's arms in the early 1900s. While I only know her to the end of her difficult life, the memory of her gentle hands touching my face and her elaborate puja room will always remain with me. That room, filled with murtis and the enchanting sense of a resonating prayer, represented her pride of identity, her strength after the early loss of her husband, and her tenacity as someone who toiled to give her family a better chance in the world. I am certain that my great-grandmother's parents were also driven by the chance of providing a better life for their children when they started the perilous journey of indentureship with nothing more than their beliefs and each other. I'm indeed proud to say that while my family may exist in a time that is many decades past that trip, the quest for continuous improvement and strong value system remain at the core of our existence. Education and professional development continue to drive our families forward. The words of my parents, that education is the one thing that people cannot take away from you, resonate powerfully with me as I preach the same chorus to my son on an almost daily basis. It is in that context, one of deep connection with the value system and progressive nature of the people of India, that I became involved with the ITEC program in 2018 through the Office of the High Commissioner in Trinidad and Tobago and with the grace of Mr. Rushton Parry. Through the kindness of the Ministry of External Affairs, two of my colleagues and I had the distinct pleasure of visiting PGI-MER in Chandigarh, where we enrolled in a week-long training in public health policy and administration. All of us had some background in healthcare, and the objectives of the course were clear: to build skill sets that would benefit our countries. Under the excellent tutelage of Professor Sonu Goel and his team, we explored the famous planned city, the urban oasis of Punjab, and all of the cultural gems of the subcontinent. Through a battery of speakers, we were exposed to academics who had done groundbreaking work in virology, technologists who had worked on the earliest versions of the Google company, and experts in the fields of sustainability and gender equality. As an emergency medicine specialist, these skills assisted in building my understanding of healthcare systems. After now completing my training in international affairs and diplomacy through the United Nations, I appreciate the elements of soft diplomacy involved in building relationships between countries. I will say, however, that the bond between India and Trinidad and Tobago will always remain strong because of the connection in culture and tradition that has invariably touched every person in our great twin island state. I am a proud Trinidadian, but without the almost maternal cultural influences of our ancestors, I would most certainly not be the person that I am today. Many years after the passing of my great-grandmother, or Gwaiko Nani, as we would fondly refer to her, I can easily reflect on my extended family and say that while our prayer rooms may not be as elaborate and may have elements of other religions, that the core of who we are was ignited and inspired by the values that came to the Caribbean on her boat. For me, the ITEC trip represented more than an academic venture, but rather a return to a land where my spark began. I would again like to express my thanks to the Office of the High Commission, the Ministry of External Affairs, and the government and the people of India for entertaining us in 2018. As the power structure of the world evolves, I believe it is essential that we all remain proud of who we are, where we come from, and the healthy relationships that bring us these opportunities. Thank you to the organizers for inviting me to speak this evening, and I wish you all a robust good evening and pranam.
Thank you, Dr. Dukaram, for sharing your experience and also for enticing us to visit India. Ladies and gentlemen, to date, over 400 persons from Trinidad and Tobago, the Commonwealth of Dominica, and Grenada, and Montserrat have been trained under ITEC at various premier institutes in India. On this note, we will now play video testimonials from Grenada, Ms. Sherian Noel and Ms. Kersha Augustine from the Commonwealth of Dominica.
Hello all, my name is Sherian Noel, Information Officer at the Government Information Service in Grenada. I am one of the lucky Grenadians who were given the opportunity to participate in a training program at the Sagittarius Ray Film School in Kolkata, India in 2020. Now that training came about at a time when the world began to grapple with the COVID-19 pandemic. However, seeing the importance of the training and what it can do for me in terms of development in my work, day-to-day work here at the Government Information Service and also sharing with my peers, I decided to take and make good use of the opportunity. Now, on arriving to India, it was a whole different experience. The food, the culture, the way of life of the people, all of that grappled with my attention. Now, I just want to focus a bit on the training session. Getting to Calcutta and getting to the institutes, it was mind-boggling. I must say the different participants from the islands like Maldives, Namibia, Kenya, we had from Cuba, Vietnam, Colombia. It was really a good mesh of people where you learned more. But what I do want to say is that the opportunity was worth the while. The lecturers, they were very, very good. We were given interactive sessions where we learned from them and they learned from us. I was particularly pleased with the aspect where we did in terms of news presentation. How do you break within a live broadcast and do an interview in terms of breaking news? The importance of lighting, the importance of audio, the importance of ensuring that your video quality is of paramount importance. I really did appreciate that, and I think while we had to rush to get out of India before the allotted time based on how the COVID-19 was unfolding rapidly, I think the time spent was well spent. The opportunity was a rewarding one, and I do want to thank very much the Indian High Commissioner in Trinidad and Tobago and all those who agreed to give me that opportunity. It is something that I would like to see extended to other Grenadians and others across the region, and even for myself to really, get some extended education, because we know it's a digital world now and things are evolving. And at that particular film school, I think they are well advanced and they are serving a purpose in terms of educating and bringing persons in my field up to standard. So once again, it was a really, really welcoming opportunity. I did, despite the COVID, we were well treated. We were given masks and sanitizers and so. And we were also given an opportunity to move around certain parts of Kolkata. I got a bit of the dancing, the craft market, the way they do the street foods and so. So it was a really, really good experience and I am very thankful. So at this time, what do I say? Happy ITEC Day.
Hi, I am Kersha Augustine, Environmental Health Officer from the Environmental Health Division of the Ministry of Health, Wellness and New Health Investment of the Commonwealth of Dominica. I participated in the training in industrial environmental management through techno-managerial and policy choices under the Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation ITEC program of the Ministry of External Affairs of the Government of India. The training was conducted at the Dr. Ambedkar Institute of Productivity, National Productivity Council, Ambattur Industrial Estate, Chennai, India, from the 11th of July to the 12th of August 2022. This was an awesome experience. Not only was it very informative and educational, introducing new ideas that will prove quite beneficial in my field, not only to me, but to my country by extension. This was also an excellent cultural exchange. Thank you, ITEC.
Thank you to Ms. Noel and Ms. Augustine for their video messages. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now have cultural performances. The first performance will be by Dr. Sadanand Brambat, Hindustani vocal teacher cum performer, followed by MGICC's very own tabla teacher cum performer, Mr. Arvind Bhatt. Please join me in welcoming them on stage.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to present a ghazal. I'm lucky that I learnt this ghazal from a great maestro of Kirana Gharana in India, Ustad Ashiq Ali Khan Sahab. So this ghazal is in 7 beats, Rag Bhinna Sharaj. तेरी बेवफाई का शुक्रिया, तेरी बेवफाई का शुक्रिया, तूने मुझको जीना सिखा दिया, तेरी बेवफाई का शुक्रिया, तूने मुझको जीना सिखा दिया, तेरे गम में चैन सा मिल गया, तेरे गम में चैन सा मिल गया, तेरे दर्द ने वो मजा दिया, तेरी बेवफाई का शुक्रिया। न चैन है न करार है। ये बहार कैसी बहार है, 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 ये बहार कैसी बहार है कि न चैन है न करार है। ये चमन में कैसी हवा चली, ये चमन में कैसी हवा चली कि चिराग दिल का बुझा दिया। तेरे रंग में चैन सा मिल गया, तेरे गम में चैन सा मिल गया, तेरे दर्द ने जो मजा दिया, तेरी बेवफाई का शुक्रिया, शुक्रिया, शुक्रिया। Now Mr. Arvind Bhatt will perform his tabla solo recital.
A wonderful performance. Please give them another round of applause. At this time, I kindly request Minister, the Honourable Dr. Amery Browne, to come on stage for the photo opportunity. We will begin with two short videos. The first is the 58th ITEC Day video, which was recently released by the Ministry of External Affairs, India. And it will be followed by the Flight of India, a video by Google.
India's development cooperation is a key component of India's foreign policy. It is free from conditionalities and is strongly rooted in the principles of partnership, mutual benefit, and solidarity. India believes that growth and prosperity of the world are indivisible. We all grow together.
ITEC is demand-driven. Whether it is agriculture, rural development, governance, banking, or environmental sustainability and climate change. Besides sharing our ancient knowledge in Ayurveda and yoga, ITEC also shares India's globally acknowledged expertise.
Friends, it gives me great pleasure to convey good wishes on this important ITEC Day, which is 15th September, that we celebrate every year, involving ITEC alumni around the world, our Indian missions and foreign governments. The ITEC has come to be universally recognized as a symbol of South-South cooperation. It is a reliable brand in capacity building, under which more than 200,000 professionals have benefited through various ITEC programs in the last 57 years. Today we offer around 14,000 scholarships annually for 160 partner countries to more than 100 premier Indian institutions, including Indian Institute of Technology, Indian Institute of Management, and various defense colleges. Even during the pandemic, we have reached out to our partner countries through e-ITEC program. Our endeavor is to expand the capacity building initiatives of our partner countries in their development activities. India's relations with partner countries are based on our ancient philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the whole world is one family, and the ITEC program truly embodies that spirit.
Namaste. I am Meera Prajapati, working as a scientist in Nepal Agriculture Research Council in National Animal Health Research Center since 2012. Not only the training course, we were also treated very nicely there, and we also got the opportunity to interact with international participants. I still remember the moments of interaction with international participants, learning about their culture and knowledge sharing with them. Besides celebrating Holi, International Women's Day, Indian food, and visit to Mukteswar and Nainital was unforgettable and cherished moments during the training. At the end, I just want to say that the training was very beneficial for me, and I thank ITEC India for the opportunity and sponsorship. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Federico Nino. I'm a professor of Buddhism in Argentina, and I'd like to especially thank the Indian Embassy in Argentina and Ambassador Dinesh Bhatia, because I had been able, through the ITEC scholarships, to do a very interesting course in the Vipassana Institute as an introduction to Buddhism and Buddhism meditation. It was excellent, and I had a very good time.
Hello everyone, my name is Lala Akhmadova. I'm from Azerbaijan. So this program, just wanted to say, this program helps me to get a lot of skills which I can use now during my work. So thank you a lot for the government of India for organizing which type of program. Thank you.
Hi, I am Osvaldo Chipuria, ITEC Alumni. Was fortunate to take training in the academic of new and current affairs using state-of-art tools on Kolkata, India. It was wonderful experience be with international community and tech training. I'm implementing in my work wherever I learned. During my training, I visited a lot of places in Kolkata, and I enjoyed Indian hospitality, and I love their food and culture. I want to visit again. Thank you very much to India High Commission and Gov of India.
I undergo a course of the ITEC program offered by the Government of India to Mauritius at the Tambaram Indian Air Force, which is found in Chennai. This course is very important to us, Mauritius, because this helps us to develop our skill so we can use it in our daily job. So it is very important for us to have a course of ITEC program.
जब इतना खोजने के बाद हमें आजादी मिली, तो आजादी ने हमसे पूछा, अब क्या खोजोगे? और हमने कहा, हमें खोज है एक ऐसे कल की जिसे हम खुद लिखें, जिसमें सपनों की कोई सीमा ना हो और कोई कदम धीमा ना हो। एक ऐसा कल जो हरा हो, सफेद हो, जिसमें हम दुनिया को जाने।
ऊपर से भारत कैसा दिखता है आपको?
सारे जहां से अच्छा। और दुनिया हमें।
ऑस्कर विनर भानुवत हैया for Gandhi।
हमें खोज है एक ऐसे कल की जहां मिले नई उड़ाने, नई उम्मीदें, नए फसाने, जहां कदमों से मिले कदम, जहां हर घड़ी हर पल रफ्तार पकड़े हम। सुनहरा, उज्जवल, ऐसा एक कल। 75 साल, 140 करोड़ हिंदुस्तानी और अनगिनत सपने। आइए मिलकर जश्न मनाएं इंडिया की इस उड़ान का।
Ladies and gentlemen, next on the program we have ITEC scholar Ms. Lorraine Ignacio, who completed the Planning and Management of Power Transmission and Distribution Systems course at the esteemed REC Institute of Power Management and Training in Hyderabad. I now welcome Ms. Ignacio on stage.
Good evening, distinguished guests, Madam Chairperson, fellow alumni, ladies and gentlemen. I am pleased to have this opportunity to speak about my experience as a participant in the ITEC program entitled Planning and Management of Power Transmission and Distribution Systems. I have been an engineer at TNTEC for the last 15 years, during which I performed duties in the transmission, distribution, and generation areas, amongst others. The topics presented during the course at the REC Institute covered most, if not all, of the technical subject areas, included in the two-year engineering training program at TNTEC. So in effect, I had a refresher with the benefit of receiving insights on up-to-date technologies associated with each topic. The REC also imparted new information, which greatly impacted my outlook on projects and approaches which could be implemented by my company. The information presented was definitely relevant and practical for applications in Trinidad and Tobago. I was exposed to case studies in India, which were ideal references for projects undertaken by TNTEC, such as demand-side management, a topic which I chose for my assignment while at the REC. I would like to say how impressed I was by the technical knowledge, competence, and experience of the staff who facilitated the lectures, their delivery of the courses, and interaction with the participants made it easy to understand the material and allowed us to enjoy the sessions. The support staff, cooks, cleaners, receptionists, security, were all very caring, friendly, and helpful. I must admit, and I emphasize, that I did not have one bad experience during my stay in India. It was a thoroughly enjoyable time. The people I met on the streets were so humble and warm, and I felt extremely safe and in good hands. The REC arranged field trips, which included visits to substations, power stations, manufacturers of equipment, and recreational areas. We also had the freedom to go out on our own, which I did on numerous occasions. I was able to soak in the culture and enjoyed some exquisite meals, art, music, and fashion, which I will never forget. I wish to express sincere thanks to the High Commission of India and the Government of India for this program, which helps to uplift our society through the contribution of ITEC alumni to our nation. I believe the experience, the peace and the harmony of the environment in India has inspired me and my colleagues to adopt an attitude of humility and selflessness, and I am certain that it is reflected in our behavior as the years pass and we develop new friendships. We also met, we developed bonds while in India, close friends that we still keep in contact with, and it served so much more to make the experience a memorable one. I always tell young people life is too short to learn from our own mistakes, and the knowledge and sacrifice of our forefathers have contributed to the quality of life which we now experience. We are here to ensure the well-being of those who come after us. I also believe that being an ancient and wise civilization, India understands that there are mutual benefits in sharing knowledge and wisdom. And for this, I am sincerely grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ignacio, for your remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now play our final video testimonial from Ms. Aliyah Swain from Grenada.
Hello, I am Aliyah Swain. During my tenure at the Ministry of Youth Development, Sports, Culture and the Arts, in my capacity as Youth Development Officer, I applied for the 2018 Small Business Planning and Promotion Program in Noida, India. I was indeed elated as well as appreciative to have been selected as a recipient of the said program. It is through correlation between the government of Grenada and India that people like me are awarded opportunities for personal and educational development and, most importantly, to create a contagion effect towards nation building. Wealth of knowledge and practices geared toward developing business modules for small business, as well as techniques for marketing and stabilizing those businesses. Additionally, I was able to adopt an appreciation for India's culture and heritage, as well as understand how India's business community can fuel a globally competitive economy and project some of those practices in programs and projects of the Ministry of Youth Development, such as Youth Biz, the Imani, and Empower programs. And so, I urge every young, capable, and level-headed person out there to grab hold of opportunities like these for further advancement. Heartfelt thanks to the offices of the Honorary Consul of India to Grenada, the High Commission of India in Trinidad and Tobago, Ministry of External Affairs and ITEC, and the National Institute for Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development in Noida, India. I thank you.
Thank you to Ms. Swain for sharing her experience. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now have another performance by Dr. Sadanan Brambot, followed by Arvind Bhatt.
रफ्ता रफ्ता वो मेरी हस्ती का सामा हो गया रफ्ता रफ्ता वो मेरी हस्ती का सामा हो गए पहले जा फिर जाने जा पहले जा फिर जाने जा फिर जाने जाना हो गए रफ्ता रफ्ता वो मेरी हस्ती का सामा हो गए रफ्ता रफ्ता वो मेरी हस्ती का सामा हो ब दिन बढ़ती गई, दिन ब दिन बढ़ती गई, दिन ब दिन बढ़ती गई। इस हुस्न की रानाइयाँ दिन ब दिन बढ़ती गई, दिन ब दिन बढ़ती गई। इस हुस्न की रानाइयाँ पहले गुल फिर गुल बदन, पहले गुल फिर गुल बदन, फिर गुल बदामा हो गए। रफ्ता रफ्ता वो मेरी हस्ती का सामा हो गए, रफ्ता रफ्ता वो मेरी हस्ती का सामा हो गए। आप तो नजदीक से, आप तो नजदीक से नजदीक तर आते गए। आप तो नजदीक से नजदीक तर आते गए। पहले दिल फिर दिलरुबा, पहले दिल फिर दिलरुबा, फिर दिल के मेहमान हो गए। रफ्ता रफ्ता वो मेरी हस्ती का सामा हो गए, रफ्ता रफ्ता वो मेरी हस्ती का सामा हो गए। पहले जा फिर जाने जा, पहले जा फिर जाने जा, फिर जाने जाना हो गए। रफ्ता रफ्ता वो मेरी हस्ती का सामा हो गए। प्यार जब हद से बढ़ा, प्यार जब हद से बढ़ा, सारे तकल्लुफ मिट गए। प्यार जब हद से बढ़ा, सारे तकल्लुफ मिट गए। आपसे फिर तुम हुए, आपसे फिर तुम हुए, फिर तू का उन्वा हो गए। रफ्ता रफ्ता वो मेरी हस्ती का सामा हो गए। पहले जा फिर जाने जा, फिर जाने जाना हो गए। रफ्ता रफ्ता वो मेरी हस्ती का सामा हो गए। रफ्ता रफ्ता वो मेरी हस्ती का सामा, रफ्ता रफ्ता वो मेरी हस्ती का सामा हो गए।
Thank you for a wonderful performance. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached the end of our program, and on this note, I now invite Head of Chancery, Mr. Azad Singh, to please deliver the vote of thanks.
Namaskar and a very good evening, specially invited guests, colleagues, ITEC alumni, members of media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor to propose the vote of thanks this evening as we celebrate ITEC Day 2022, a Government of India's flagship program. This gathering affords us an opportunity to hear out the first-hand experiences of those who have visited India as part of the ITEC program of the Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. This event assumes significance as India is celebrating the 75 years of its independence, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav the Festival of Independence. I convey my sincere thanks to CDA, under whose guidance and leadership this event has taken place. I take this opportunity to thank the ITEC alumni who have spared their time to reconnect with us and with each other. I thank all the artists for their wonderful performances this evening, and also to Director MGICC and her team, as well as my colleagues at the High Commission of India for their valuable efforts to make the event a great success. My sincere appreciation towards company managing the sound, recording services, and food for making today's event a great success. I thank you once again. Namaskar.
At this time, we will have an ITEC group photo in batches of 7. The first 7 can make their way on stage, please, followed by the next batch of 7. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of today's program. And as I close, I invite you to join us for refreshments. Thank you.